Welcome back, General Hospital fans! Get ready for another explosive ride through Port Charles, where shocking secrets, dangerous betrayals, and life-changing twists are about to shake everyone's world. The drama is hotter than ever, so buckle up and let's dive into today's biggest GH bombshells. My heart still races every time Laura steps into a new crisis, and this latest twist has me on the edge of my seat like I haven't been in a long while. When I heard Laura was heading to Europe to join Kevin and little Ace for what she thought would be a safe, quiet time away from all the danger back home, I never imagined it would lead to such a shocking reunion. There she was, arriving with all the love and worry a grandmother carries in her heart, only to come face to face with Nikolas. After everything he's been through, sitting in that prison cell for years, seeing him there in Europe, free and determined, must have hit her like a thunderbolt. I can picture the look on her face, that mix of relief, anger, and pure maternal instinct all swirling together. Nikolas has always been a complicated son, one who breaks your heart as often as he makes you proud, but this escape from Pentonville shows a side of him we've rarely seen. A father ready to fight for his child, no matter the cost. I've always believed Nikolas deserved a real chance at redemption, and this move feels like the show is finally giving it to him in a meaningful way. Unlike the old days when his schemes felt selfish and reckless, this time it's clear his focus is on protecting Ace. The boy has already lost so much his mother, the stability he should have had, and now, with Sidwell circling like a shark, Nikolas stepping up feels right. Sidwell targeting Ace isn't just another villain plot. It's personal and terrifying. We've seen what this man is capable of, the way he manipulates and destroys lives without a second thought. The fact that Kevin had to take Ace all the way to Europe for safety tells you how serious the threat has become. I keep asking myself, how did we get here? How did a powerful family like the Cassidines let their legacy slip into the hands of someone like Sidwell? But that's what makes this storyline so gripping. It builds on years of history while introducing fresh danger. Nikolas, escaping prison quietly and making his way across the ocean, shows real growth in his character. In the past, he might have run for his own freedom or some grand revenge, but now it's all about his son. That difference matters to me as a longtime viewer. It proves the writers are listening to those of us who want to see these characters evolve instead of repeating the same mistakes. Laura's shock upon seeing her son must have been overwhelming. After believing he was locked away and dealing with the loss of Spencer, suddenly having Nikolas appear changes everything. I think this moment will force her to confront some hard truths about forgiveness and family bonds. She's always been the heart of Port Charles, the one who holds everyone together, and now she has to navigate protecting her grandson while rebuilding trust with Nikolas. Will she support his decision to stay hidden for now, or will her sense of justice push her to involve the authorities? I suspect she'll choose family first, at least in the short term, because that's who Laura is. And let's talk about Sidwell for a moment. This man represents a new kind of threat, one that's more calculated and relentless than many we've faced before. His obsession with the Cassidine assets and his willingness to go after an innocent child like Ace reveals a darkness that chills me. But here's where Nikolas shines in this new chapter. He's positioned perfectly to be the protector. I love how this flips the script from earlier stories where Nikolas needed saving. Now he's the one stepping into the fire for Ace. It reminds me of those classic Cassidine battles from decades ago, but with deeper emotional stakes because of little Ace. One thing I particularly appreciate is how this storyline highlights the passage of time. The grandchildren aren't babies anymore in many ways, and the older generation, like Laura and Kevin, are dealing with threats that feel very real and immediate. Kevin has been such a steady presence. A good man who stepped up to help raise Ace, yet even he can't shield the boy entirely from Sidwell's reach. This European setting adds a layer of international intrigue that the show does so well it takes us out of the familiar streets of Port Charles and reminds us how far these conflicts can spread. I have to admit, part of me wonders if Nikolas will be able to fully protect Ace without falling back into old habits. He's always had that Cassidine fire, that tendency toward dramatic solutions. But the evidence so far suggests he's changed. Escaping not for himself, but to reach his son in time shows maturity, and the way he's approaching this, staying under the radar while assessing the danger from Sidwell, feels smart and fatherly. It makes me root for him more than I have in years. Of course, no one expects it to be easy. Sidwell won't back down without a fight, and that sets up some explosive episodes ahead. What excites me most is the potential for healing within the family. Laura, reuniting with Nikolas under these circumstances, could mend old wounds. They've both lost so much, Spencer especially weighs heavy on all of them. Yet in protecting Ace, they might find a path forward together. I can already imagine tense conversations between mother and son, where Laura demands answers about the escape, and Nikolas explains his desperation to be there for his boy. Those scenes will be pure gold for longtime fans like me, who remember when Nikolas was just a young prince navigating his complicated heritage. This new obsession with safeguarding Ace also brings a sense of urgency that the show has been missing in some recent arcs. It's not just about business or old grudges anymore. It's about a child's life hanging in the balance. Sidwell's attacks will force everyone to make tough choices, and I believe Nikolas will prove himself worthy of a second chance. He's not the same man who made those terrible decisions years ago. Prison has a way of clarifying what's truly important, and for Nikolas, that's clearly his surviving son. Of course, complications are sure to arise. What happens when word gets back to Port Charles? Will Valentine get involved, or will old rivalries flare up again? The Cassadine name carries so much weight, and with fewer members left, perhaps they'll finally learn to stand united. I hope so. Family is everything in this town, even when it's messy and painful. Laura has always believed that, and her shock turning into strength will be inspiring to watch. As someone who's followed these characters through countless weddings, funerals, and betrayals, I find this chapter refreshing. It honors the past while pushing the story into exciting new territory. Nikolas protecting Ace from Sidwell isn't just action, it's about legacy, fatherhood, and the lengths we'll go for those we love. I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Will they bring Ace back safely? Can Nikolas stay out of prison long enough to build a real relationship with his son? These questions keep me tuning in every day, and I know many of you feel the same. The beauty of General Hospital lies in moments like this, where old faces return and new threats test everyone. Laura's journey to Europe has become so much more than a simple visit, it's a turning point. Nikolas has a real shot at redemption here, and I'm fully invested in seeing him seize it. Sidwell may think he holds all the cards, but a determined father with nothing left to lose is a powerful force. The heat is on, and the coming weeks promise to deliver the kind of drama we loyal viewers live for. In my view, Nikolas is on the verge of reviving the Cassadine family in a way we haven't seen in years. After all the losses, the scandals, and the fractures, his determination to protect his son and reclaim their legacy is injecting fresh energy into the entire storyline. Of course, nothing in Port Charles is ever straightforward, especially where the Cassadines are concerned. What truly has me on edge are the implications of Sidwell's final words. He hinted strongly that someone deep inside the Cassadine family is pulling strings, making everything spiral far beyond a simple custody battle. That revelation changes the game completely. It suggests a calculated new plot simmering beneath the surface, one that positions Nikolas right at the center of an explosion of drama. I've always seen Nikolas as a man of great potential, who often stumbled under the weight of his family name. But this chapter feels different. His role is truly exploding now, and I believe the writers are giving him the complex arc many longtime fans like me have waited for. Bringing Ace back to Port Charles is a bold and risky move. On one hand, it shows Nikolas stepping fully into his role as a protective father. He escaped prison, crossed an ocean, and faced Laura's shock, all for this child. I admire that growth. In earlier years, his choices often seemed driven by pride or revenge, but now they stem from genuine love and responsibility. Ace has already endured so much upheaval. Returning home with his father could offer the stability the boy needs, yet it also places him directly in the path of whatever Sidwell has planned. That tension keeps me tuning in, wondering how Nikolas will balance fatherhood with the dangers closing in. Sidwell's parting shot about a Cassadine insider orchestrating events adds layers of suspicion that make this storyline so addictive. Who could it be? Is there a betrayer among the remaining family members working with Sidwell? The idea that someone close is pushing things further and further creates that delicious uncertainty we loyal viewers crave. It forces Nikolas to look over his shoulder even while trying to rebuild. I personally think this new calculated plot will test Nikolas like never before. He'll have to prove he's not the same impulsive man from the past. If he can navigate these threats while reviving the family's strength, it could mark a true turning point for the Cassadines. Laura must be torn between joy and fear right now. Having her son back and seeing him fight for Ace is something she's longed for, but the shadow of Sidwell's influence looms large. I hope she stands firmly with Nikolas. Their bond has survived worse, and this could be the healing moment the family desperately needs. At the same time, Kevin's steady presence in Ace's life adds another emotional dimension. He stepped up when Nikolas couldn't, and any reunion will require careful handling of those relationships. That kind of realistic family complexity is what keeps General Hospital feeling authentic after all these years. What excites me most is how Nikolas's role is expanding so dramatically. He's no longer just the troubled son or the missing father. He's becoming the catalyst for change, the one who might unite what's left of the Cassadines. Reviving the family legacy means more than money or property. It means protecting the next generation and honoring the name despite its dark history. Sidwell clearly underestimates this fire in Nikolas. His threats may have pushed the story far, but they've also awakened something powerful in my favorite complicated prince. I keep asking myself whether Nikolas can truly shield Ace while untangling the web of betrayal, Sidwell hinted at. The answer, I believe, lies in the coming weeks. We'll see alliances tested and old rivalries possibly set aside for the greater good. Perhaps even Valentine will find common ground when the family's future is at stake. The beauty of these developments is how they build on decades of history while feeling urgent and new. Nikolas bringing Ace home isn't the end of the conflict. It's the spark that could ignite a full Cassadine resurgence.